Good morning and welcome to Wednesday, May 18th. Today we're just going to do, in the spirit of yoga, stretching and mobility, a pretty simple workout, little stretch series. Many of us who might be in quarantine at this time or self-quarantine will find ourselves sitting down quite a bit, be it at the computer, couch, etc. So maybe even on the Peloton like myself. So that being said, there's some key stretches that'll just help keep everything nice and loose. Um, you can do this in a more kind of evolved fashion, more of a yoga fashion if we really wanted to, doing it in a flow type movement. Today, for the simplicity of things, I'll just kind of go through some basic stuff. You'll see I have a yoga strap. A towel works just fine. Usually kind of a bath towel would work well, or a belt if you need something like that to assist you. I have this mat, this like little kind of foam block pad. This is great for kneeling. I'm also kneeling on this blue pad, so I have a couple of resources available to me. Pillows, again, blankets, towels will really help. You always want to protect the bony surfaces and joints of the body when you're kneeling down. And then yoga blocks if you have them, but again, anything along those lines are going to be helpful. You'll see me do a couple of stretches that might be helpful if you had a wall or if you even had a couch that you could utilize, that you could put your legs up. Many of these stretches actually do have ways that you could do them just sitting at your desk, sitting on the couch, etc. as well. So that's kind of a nice thing about them. But here's the first stretch. One of the most important ones is just a basic lunge. And this is a kneeling lunge, and the reason we call it a kneeling lunge is the knee is on the floor. This is one where having this pad might be useful, okay, where you might put your knee on top of it. Again, pillow blanket works just as well, giving a little support here. You want to push the hips forward, but you don't just want to push the hips forward, you want to actually use the glutes to help you out. So all stretching mobility yoga really is the idea of using strength to find range of motion. So it's not just stretching, we're actually using strength to help us to stretch our body per se. So it's not completely a passive movement, it's quite active. You don't have to kill it, you don't have to put 100% effort behind it, but you want to be mindful of using the glute here to help you out. So if this balance is tough, this would be nice for you to have something to put your hands on, again, a couch, a chair, something like that. But it is a balancing posture as well, okay? I have my shoes on, but typically I do these types of things barefoot. Now, I can add a nice little piece to this puzzle here. If I put my hands down on the floor and I hinge forward. Now, a lot of people get scared, and I want to be mindful of the knee joint. But the knee coming over the ankle is not really an issue. It's actually natural. We call this dorsiflexion. As long as the heel is firmly rooted to the floor. And it's hard to tell, but you can see that my shoe and the heel of my shoe is pressing down. I have my hands on either side of the foot. I am feeling a nice stretch on the inner thigh here, inside here. And some of us are even going to notice a stretch on the calf, Achilles here, and maybe even the quadricep on the left side. Okay? So this is a little bit deeper stretch. Again, if that's uncomfortable, remember, this is just fine. Very basic kind of approach to this. So now that I've done that side, I'm going to just switch over, go to the other side, continue to warm up. Always just try to find a good position for yourself. Again, engaging the glute. Now I'm on my right leg back, left leg forward. Engaging the glute, push the hips forward. Okay, in such manner. I feel the stretch through the pocket waistband area on my right side of my body. You notice my right foot's pretty relaxed. You'll see some people do it with the toes tucked under. It's fine. You know, if that helps you out, that's fine. I'm really focused on what I'm getting right here. I feel really balanced, good strength, good stability. Okay? And then again, I'm going to put the hands on either side of the foot, right? So I'm framing the foot in this sense is what we said. And again, look at heels down. Yes, the knee is over the ankle. No big deal. I have really good range of motion, so I'm mindful that my range and yours might be a little bit different. I am still active in the glute back here on the right-hand side. Okay? This might be a nice place to have those blocks. I'm tenting my fingers, so I'm on the top of my fingertips here, okay? A nice stretch, again, inner thighs on both legs. Really helps to open up. Okay, so this is one where you might want a couch. The idea of this is that the foot comes up like such. If you have a couch, you don't have to have your left hand grabbing your left ankle as I'm demonstrating. That's a pretty difficult stretch because it's a pretty decent balancing posture as well. So the way I like to do this is I usually place my left hand down, and then I reach around and I grab my back foot, and then I open up. So I have a really strong base on my left arm, and you can see I'm really trying to push through my left hip here. Big stretch down my left leg from, again, that waistband pocket all the way down towards the knee. Some of you, this is going to be way too much. In my years of teaching yoga, that's quite often the case that this is quite a big stretch for people. So this would be helpful, again, if you have the couch, just putting your foot up on the couch like such. Okay? I'm going to release out of that. I'm going to try the other side. I'm going to demonstrate what I just did there. Okay? So hand on the floor, twist my body, opens my shoulders, reach back, grab the foot, straighten out so my heel is coming to my butt. Using the glute again, really strong posture. You can see there's a tremendous amount of strength here, very posturally aware in my body. That's part of the challenge of this. There's a twist, there's a balancing pose, big hip opener, quads, knees, ankles, shoulders, right? Lots of things happening. Great posture. Probably one of the most important things we could do to help open up the hips, especially if we do sit. Lots of strength here. So it's not just stretching the hip flexor per se. It's using the glute to help stretch the hip flexor. It's a very intelligent reciprocal relationship in the body. Okay, length tension relationship. It's really important. Okay? So, nice. Now, because we've been in lunges, sometimes the glutes, they get a lot of nice work. So one of the most basic fundamental stretches, most of us know this, it's called the pigeon pose. I'll demonstrate on the left side. So my left knee comes forward, it's right at my left hand, my right hand's here. I'll turn and face you so you can see it this way. Again, look at my ankle, it's actually right next to my hip, okay? Nice and strong support. You gotta make sure that the glutes are engaged a little bit, a little tension, as is the core, so you don't jam into your lower back here. Now, some of us, this is a bit much, so we tend to go to this, in yoga we call it like a lazy or sleepy pigeon. We hinge at the crease of the left hip, and we bow forward. And I'll spin for you, okay, and I'm just relaxed. Yes, you can place your hands down. If you have blocks or pillows, you can put your head on a pillow. Nice long spine, deep crease at that hip. The stretch is down here. I mean, it should be a pretty clear stretch to that left leg. Okay? Should feel pretty nice. Now, the nice thing is here, I'll just slide back. I like to do a nice yoga pose in between called the downward dog. Just a nice opportunity to pedal those feet, open up those ankles. Ankles tend to be really tight on most people. So this is a nice way to do that. Push strong through the arms. If you're on carpet, you might slide. So if that's the case, you can just drop down and do also a child's pose. Really nice stretch. Great for the upper body, the knees, the hips, the back, the ankles. Again, because it's great for those things, if you have issues with those, they may bother you. If that's the case, just back out, or you could place a towel between the crease of the knee, and that can help, or even a towel under the ankles. Also could tuck the toes if need be. Okay? So we're going to go to the right side pigeon pose. Again, so the hip in line, and the knee in line, the hand right next to each other, so now I know I'm pretty well framed. You can see my hands essentially are shoulder width apart. Okay? And then I'm going to do that creasing idea at the hip to bow forward. This enhances the stretch for me because I know how to put a little bit of traction by creasing the hip. Again, using some strength to find some range of motion, some mobility, some elasticity, some flexibility, some stretch, however we want to term that. That's really what's happening, okay? Strength, leverage, physics, all these really cool concepts come into play here, And nice stretch down the right side. Again, pretty simple in between. I'm just going to go back to me. For me, that downward dog is a nice way to just loosen up, pedal those feet, maybe a little rocking back and forth. And I'm going to come down. I'm just going to come to a seated position here. Another nice stretch. A lot of my male yoga clients, this is a stretch that's pretty difficult for them. It works inside the adductors, okay, so inner thigh, groin area. You'll see me really lace my fingers around my feet here to get a little bit of leverage to sit up. I am, again, using the strength of the glutes. This is a really nice stretch to help open up. I'm not just pushing down. I can push for a little extra range of motion, okay? And it's fine if the feet open up, as you see mine. The toes don't have to touch together. In yoga, we often say kind of like open your feet like a book. That helps to create a little bit more range of motion, right? A little more elasticity here. Pretty big stretch. Some of you sit there and say, Joe, I don't feel anything. Okay, well, you can always bow forward. If you have something like this, I can hinge and bow forward. Some of us might actually notice by doing that it gets into the lower back as well. So sometimes these stretches don't hit everybody in the same spot, yeah? Okay. Another nice stretch that we can do here, we always want to be able to rotate our body. Twisting, transverse plane of movement is crucial for the body. You can cross the leg or stay like such. I really want to leverage my left hand on the outside of my right leg. Place my right hand behind me. Turn, not just through my head, neck, and shoulders, but also through my core. And I pull this leg across. Notice my left foot really firm here. So this is one version. We would say this is more advanced. Advanced doesn't mean better. It just requires a little more range of motion to be able to get a little bit deeper stretch. Again, look at my shoulders and my head. Very easy. I'm not grabbing my ears with my shoulders, creating some space. Okay. And then I just release. And I'll switch sides. I'm showing you the more difficult way there. Again, this is the simpler way. Attentive to my foot. Left hand behind. Right hand grabs left foot. Twist. Strong core here. Notice a little bit more range of motion if I pull the leg across. Good. So this can get the back a little bit fired up, so be mindful that you draw your navel in. Keep your core attentive. Keep it strong. Good. And then gently release. Another nice hip stretch, simple one, is if we sit crisscross applesauce, or some of us grew up, we used to call this Indian style, right? And you notice my left is in front of my right. If I can bow forward, this is great. I can really reach even more. For those of you who don't feel any stretch, the more challenging version of this is called double pigeon or fire log in yoga. We just stack the legs. This leads to something called lotus pose, if people know who that or what that is. Okay, I have a really nice posture. Big stretch down my left side for me. There is some stuff happening here, but the left is the focus because it's the leg in front or on top. I straighten those legs out and I try to just sit upright, place my hands down either in front or behind, strong shoulders. This is nice for the knees. It also stretches the hamstrings. Notice I'm flexing the pose. In yoga, we call this staff pose or dandasana. Okay? And then I'm going to switch sides. Left comes under, right either in front for the crisscross applesauce, or for a deeper stretch on top. Okay? This stretch I love doing when I was in medical school. I used to sit in my chair and I would do this to keep my hips loose. Really helped a lot. Helped to keep the lower back, made me much more attentive to my spine, and much better posture as a result. I do this even sitting on the couch at night. So any of these postures really work quite well. Again, bowing forward, hinging at the hips gives a much deeper stretch across those hip joints, okay? Again, using strength is kind of a really crucial piece here to help make this a smart stretch, right? Okay, so again, look at my feet, strong legs. You can't tell because I have sweats on. It's pretty cold here right now. It's about 48 in my garage. It's chilly, so important for me to stay nice and warm. Again, sitting upright, nice strong spine, Dandasana pose. Something like this, some people might find very difficult, so they could sit on something that bolsters their hips. They can also take a strap around their feet, and this gives you the ability to lock in. Again, towels work well. This gives me the ability to leverage my body, create some strength. Really important concept, create some strength again to create some stretch, right? You don't have to sit up. If you can hinge more, you can lean forward. You can also tuck your chin and using the core and the quads, bow forward, reach the hands towards the feet, and stretch. Again, you're wanting to use your core and your quadriceps, the front of your thighs, as well as your neck, to help create the stretch. This will help to release the tension along the backside of the body, making it easier for you, okay? Same idea as this. And then lastly, we just lie on our backs. Probably the best setting of stretches, because we don't have to really pay attention to our spine, because our spine is nicely supported. Some of us might need some support underneath our head. We could start with a simple stretch of bringing the knee, hugging the single-sided knee, in this case the left side, into the chest. Note my left or right leg, excuse me. I can also circle the ankles here a little bit. I want to loosen up. If you want to add an extra hamstring stretch in, this is a great hamstring stretch. You'll see I'm using the strap. This is just a nice, safe way to do this. You can also do this with your legs up a wall. Really great supportive way to do this. And again, supportive way, very intelligent. And you can tell I'm flexing the toe, which really gives me a much deeper pull. Okay? The other thing I can do is if I bend this knee, I'm going to move my right hip to the left and drop my left leg across. I'm going to twist. Be mindful, twists do stress potentially the spine. So again, strong core, strong upper body. My left arm is out with the palm up facing to the sky. If I move my palm up away in like a Y position, much deeper stretch through the chest and the shoulders. On the right side, many people will feel that more so because they're right-handed. Left-handers tend to feel this a little bit more. Okay? And then when you're done, you just roll back. And I always say be kind to the spine. Bring both knees into the body. Nice hug. And then release the left leg out. Hug the right leg in. Repeat the process, right? And again, if I want to, and I do love this, this is a great stretch. It's this nice supportive stretch. I could just really focus on the hamstring. And I just got done with a big 45-minute Peloton ride, so you know I'm a little tight. And so my body needs a little bit of a stretch here. So just a good way to do this. Nice stretch. I can feel this all the way down the leg. Now I release. Take my strap off. Again, shift my left hip to the side. Drop my right leg over. Use my left hand here. My right hand palm up, either out to a T, which is directly out from the shoulder, or up to a Y for a deeper stretch. And then I go ahead and relax. Bring the knees into the body. Now I might want to rock side to side. Just kind of give yourself a little massage. Maybe roll the hips a little bit. And again, this is core. You are always using your core. It's part of these movements. It doesn't feel like crunches, but it does work, okay? And then I roll to one side. Sit on up. One of the things I like people to do is in yoga, when you're coming from the floor, is do a nice child's pose. Do a little downward dog. Maybe you can pedal the feet. Walk the hands and feet together. If available to you, take a squat. If not, you just come to standing. Right? If you got the squat, Nice bow forward out of the squat. Stretch. Bend knee. Roll up, come to standing. Roll the shoulders. Guess you have a little tension. Maybe a little hula hoop. Little hip circles. And there you go. Pretty basic stuff. Works extremely well. You can do this on a daily basis. Nice, gentle way. You can minimize, you can change around. There's a lot of ways to play. Find what works for you. If you have any questions, just send me a message directly and I'm glad to help you out. Have a great day. Stay